question. How many of you know of a missionary kid? 2, 3. Well, I'm going to talk about the life of a missionary kid and the different advantages and disadvantages that come with a missionary kid's life and the future career choice that we tend to make. For time's sake, I'm going to substitute the word missionary kid to MK, to a little thing called MK. So I'm going to first of all talk about the advantages. Okay, the most widely known advantage of a missionary kid is quick adaptation to culture. According to tckworld.com, 90% of the missionary kids tend to understand better different people's cultures and ideas and language than an average American. The second advantage that a missionary kid has is that we're linguistically talented. Because we lived in such an environment that has all the people from everywhere in the world, 80% of the people use language other than English or their mother tongue language. And 20% of the people use the language in a regular basis. And the third advantage of living in a Christian international environment is living a unique life that makes people think outside the box. Just because we live with people that come from international backgrounds, we get to have and create a unique worldview that thinks outside the box. For example, in terms of like the war on terror, people might have the tendency to think it's bad. There are some people that I grew up with that thought it was bad because I come from Islamic background. Because I went to an Islamic school, I had the tendency to like have friends that are against the war on terror. But it's something that I grew up with, and it's sometimes I get to filter out those kind of thoughts, but it's kind of like a multi-thought. I'm going to now talk about the disadvantages. The question of where do I belong, where is my home, is still remains unanswered because the home for me can range from Yemen, where my parents work at, Korea, where is my home country, and the UK, where I grew up in, and Kenya, where I had my high school years. And just because we have this uncertainty of the concept home, we tend to get homesick. And not knowing where your home really is can tend to make you just depressed and often leads to a professional medical help. The third disadvantage of being a missionary kid is that you're a victim of a severe event. For a case like me, Yemen is a Middle East country where there are a lot of terrorists. And just because we're in a terrorist environment, we are sometimes affected by kidnappers that come and kidnap the missionaries, or terrorist attacks that happen in Iraq and all around the region, in the Middle East region. And another thing that we tend to miss the most is that because we are so far away from the family, we don't get to meet them when they're sick or injured, severely injured from a car accident, or like even on their deathbed. For example, I have not had the opportunity to meet my grandparents before he died, and so that's kind of a bummer. And okay, now I'm going to talk about the future career choices. In terms of education goes, the MKs are 4 times more likely to pursue a full bachelor's degree in college. But the weird thing is that 45% of the MKs tend to attend 3 or more colleges before getting a bachelor's degree. So I'm guessing like I might move out of Liberty just looking at the statistics. And in terms of occupation goes, 25% of us will pursue a educational career, like in like teacher or like head of a church, head of a school. Or 17% of us will pursue a professional medical setting, and which could lead to like medical work in an international NGO, or go volunteer at a NGO that works for like the sick and the sick people that are in the third world country. And 17% will be self-employed, and 56% of the MKs tend to incorporate international and universal mindset into their occupations, and like in terms of like working in the United Nations or NGOs that are part of the United Nations. All in all, in conclusion, being an MK is an exciting adventure that is God-given, and we get to learn about different